Hello everyone, it's a pleasure to have you join me here on Spicy Talk with Onwadia. Thank you so much for stopping by. If today happens to be your first time coming across this channel, Whitey recommended this channel to you. Thank you so much for clicking, and please consider subscribing after watching this particular video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and leave me your comment in the comment section so I get your thought as well. And for you, my returning subscribers, what more can I say? I really appreciate your support all the time. So I want to go straight into this topic. I noticed that it's something I haven't really dealt with as in individually on this channel, which is domestic violence or abusive husbands. And the title, what I'm titling this is Abusive Husbands Are Badly Raised Sons. Abusive husbands are badly raised sons. Now, what prompted this? I have seen a couple of videos, making wave, and personally I've had an encounter with some children who throw very awkward tantrums. But instead of their parents trying to correct them, see the parents laughing and clapping away. Like it's fun for them to actually record why a child is cussing out a parent. I saw this one and it really broke my heart because this child is just 6 years old. And while this child is cussing out the mother, cussing out the father, they were busy recording and laughing, like cheering him up. This child of 6 years is no longer a baby. This child is beginning to know things, is beginning to understand things. And then when a parent can sit back and watch this child do this to them, how much more outsiders? You must have equally had an encounter with one or two children, like in a party place, in a family place, in a gathering or other. You see children throwing awkward tantrums. I know it's natural for children to throw tantrums. Don't get me wrong. It's only natural. They're being kids. Kids will always be kids. But when it gets to a point where children go out of way, they go out of line. The parent ought to caution the child, bring the child to order. Talking about when children begin to curse out adults or even begin to harm or abuse their fellow kids, especially in the playground, and you notice this, instead of trying to correct the child, you can actually call this child and talk to the child. But no, it's no longer happening. What we see today is the era of parents picking up phones to record what these children are doing and then begin to share it as showcase to the whole world. I don't know if they're going to get an award for raising bad children. Now, which brings me to this. When you look at today's husbands, you see some of these men who abuse their wives, some of these men who hurt their wives. They didn't just wake up overnight and decide to hurt their wife or their wives. It started somewhere. It started with throwing tantrums. When your 3-year-old child, decide to pour out food on you, like you give the child food and the child is rejecting the food, picks up this food and pour on you as a mother. Rather than caution this child and say, stop it, baby, it's not nice. You are laughing. Oh, come on, Junior. Junior, stop it. Junior, don't pour this on mama. You see, the child spits on the mother or spits on the food. Throw it away. Pour the water away. Instead of cautioning this child, being a mother, caution this child, or being a father, instead of cautioning this child, you are laughing. Oh, come on, kids. Junior, stop it. Junior, stop it. And then this child, as he's growing up, bullies even the siblings, bullies the sisters. The mother just sit back and watch. The father sit back and watch. Because he's the only son, maybe. Because he's the last born, maybe. You sit back and you watch him bully his siblings, bully his sisters especially, and you do nothing about it. What are you expecting from this boy when he grows up? What would you expect? He will grow up and become an abusive husband. Aside that, this child goes out, play with other children, and he bullies other children. He hits them. After hitting them, he begins to form being the victim when he sees the mother. A child hits an adult or hits someone else, on seeing the mother begins to cry, "Mommy, he beats me, mommy," and then you immediately pounce on these other children or on this other person and begin to quarrel them why they hit your son. Have you really sat down to ask yourself if truly they did that to your son? We see this all the time, especially with male children, especially with baby boys. Baby boy that is so attached to the mother that nobody else comes in between. You think it's love? No, it's not love. You are not loving him the right way. No other child in that area messes with him. You call him my Hulk Hogan, my Iron Man, my Superboy, because he fights and throws objects at everyone. Even at home, your baby boy is angry and then he picks up the remote, flings it at the television. He pulls down your flat screen. Or he breaks things at home. He picks up the plate and he smashes it on the ground or even throws it at you. You dodge it and you are laughing. You clap for him. Superhero. He does crazy things at home. You call him Spider-Man. You are aging him. You are doing something to his mind that when he grows up, this thing is never going to leave him. Abusive husbands are badly raised children. Take it or leave it. They are badly raised sons. You expose your son to all manner of violence. You are having misunderstanding with your wife. Your son is busy watching. You hit your wife, your son is watching, or your children are watching. You are exposing them to these things, and it's going to remain, it's going to affect them psychologically. You hit your wife and you tell your children, or you tell your son, don't let any woman, talk back at you. You are a man. You're hitting your wife and then your son is watching because he will feel it's very okay. If daddy can do it, then I can as well do it. He picks on his sisters, he hits them, and then you tell your female children not to touch him because he is the man of the house. You crown him the man of the house, and then he begins to feel like the man of the house. He distributes slap like a souvenir to his sisters, and you're watching, hailing him. You tell other children not to touch him. You are exposing him to violent acts at a very young age. The worst part are even those who tell the boy child not to cry. A child is hurt and then expresses his emotion, expresses pain. He expresses pain and then you say, no, you are a boy. Boys don't cry. Men don't cry. Remember, you are a man. Then he begins to learn the habit of holding on to his, pain. Instead of expressing himself and letting this pain out, he bottles them in. What are you expecting in the nearest future? He's going to be so hardened. His heart is going to be cold. You are raising an unkind human being. Emotion is natural thing. Let him express himself and let him cry out if need be. Nobody says a boy child shouldn't cry. They all have feelings. So don't stop your child because when you're trying to stop your child from crying, you're not helping him psychologically. Mentally, he is bottling up and then someday he's going to explode. The Bible said, train up a child the way he should go. When he grows up, he will not depart from it. He will not depart from it. So whatever you're doing today is a seed. Is a seed you're sowing. If you raise your boy child well, tomorrow he's going to be a responsible young man in the society. He's going to make a good husband. What we have today are badly raised sons. Parents, marry wives for them as if women have become a rehabilitation center. You raised your boy child very wrongly. He has all sorts of bad habits and character. And then the only way to get him out of the house is to marry a wife for him. You hear, let's get him married. Let's get him a wife. When he's married, his head will calm down. How can his head calm down? Is the woman you're bundling him to or you're bringing to him, is she a rehabilitation center? Wives are not rehabilitation centers for badly raised children, badly raised sons. If you want your daughter to get married to a responsible man tomorrow, it begins with you. It starts with you. Raise your own son properly. In the nearest future, he's going to be a responsible young man to a woman out there. But when you raise your son badly, you are expecting another person's daughter to come and pay the price, cleaning his butt. That will never work. Everything in life has consequences. As you are aiding and pampering your boy child and then you're disciplining your girls, you're giving them house chores to do. No, your son cannot do house chores. He plays football all around. He goes out with, playing around with his friends, but your girl child cannot because you say she's going to be a wife tomorrow. She must learn how to cook. She must learn how to clean the house. She must learn how to do the dishes. But your boy child doesn't know how to do any. Tomorrow when he gets married, what happens to the wife? The moment she suggests that this boy child, this man that you have raised, helps out with the chores, he responds with a slap. I am a man. I am the man of the house. You don't expect me to do chores. Hello? That is because you, the mother, failed in your responsibility. What we have are grown men who cannot even prepare the simplest meal. When he's starving, the mother goes and brings a girlfriend for him. From girlfriend, they get him a wife. Because he can't even make ordinary gari. He can't even make a bar. He can't make pap. The next thing is for him to get married. Women are not rehabilitation centers. Stop raising bad children. When you notice your boy child is misbehaving, correct the child early enough. Correct in the right way. The Bible said the rod and reproof gives wisdom. But a child left on his own brings nothing but shame to the mother. Mothers especially, this responsibility falls to you. We have a lot of single mothers. Do your job. Be both a father and a mother to your child. Don't say because he doesn't have a father figure in his life, you leave him to get spoiled. Because he's your only son, you pamper him, you spoil him so much. You are destroying this young man because you're not going to be there with him in the future. You won't be there with him when he gets married. You won't be living with him when he's bullying his wife. You won't be there when this woman receives punches and slaps. Why don't you play your part? Your daughters are suffering in the hands of somebody out there. That's because the parents did a bad job. Osinachi, for instance, is gone today because the husband, Peter, was probably badly raised. And she stayed put to endure until death. A lot of women have gone to their early grave because of this. Should we continue to aid and keep quiet? Everything has consequence in life. Whatever you do today, think about the future. As your son is throwing salivas at you, spitting on you, spitting on the food he's supposed to share with his siblings, you share something out to your children and your boy child picks it up and spits on it because he doesn't want any other child to eat from it. You laugh. Hey, this child, this boy, you don't get sense. Hello, that is not sense. That is not wisdom. That is foolishness. That is foolishness. Mothers, this is for you especially. And fathers, I'm not going to exonerate you. As you're doing this, your child is going to take after you. Whatever you do in the presence of this boy child, he will grow up to take after you because he will think is the right thing to do. Because boys' child look up to their father. Their father is supposed to be, their role model. He's supposed to be their role model. So when you fail, you are failing your son. And you're going to fail him in the future because he will take after you. Abusive husbands are badly raised sons. Do your part today. In the nearest future, in the 20 years, 30 years to come, and posterity will remember you for that. And if you do a bad job, posterity will still remember you. What legacy are you leaving behind for your children? What legacy are you leaving behind for your son? You hail him all today, tomorrow he will destroy. Why do we have a lot of criminal activities? Some of these boys were kept quiet when they steal from their when they steal from their fellow kids. When they do all manner of things, they hit and inflict injuries. You keep quiet. Tomorrow, he will go out with knife. He will go out with guns. He will go out with objects. He will go out with harmful, objects and substances. Don't aid this. It's going to sink in their memory. Whatever you do today remains in their mind. They will grow up, and then these things begins to come up. Save someone's daughter. Save your own daughter. Whatever you do to your son, remember it's another person's daughter that will get married to him. If you don't raise your child well, somebody's daughter is paying the price somewhere. I leave you to ponder over this. Think about this. Reflect upon this. Our society will be a better place if we all come together, join hands together and do the right thing as parents. Leave me your opinion in the comment section. Until I come your way again with another interesting topic, I remain Onwadia. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and to subscribe if today is the first time coming across this channel. For now, I say bye-bye.